welcome back to Timberborn, and all of the housing that I planned last time is built, and I've also put in a bunch of overhangs to give us a nice level platform, because what we need to do now is make lots of planks and lots of treated planks, lots of gears, which means we need to make lots of planks. All of the metal blocks that we need are in our earth recultivator, but we need 2,000 treated planks, well, 1,940 something, and lots of gears. So we're going to get to work on that so we can finish this. I've worked out that we also need to be able to get through a drought without pumping with our target of 500 beavers. We need to store around 31,000 water to be super comfortable. Now, I've been doing a bit of reading, and actually the beavers, although the maximum a beaver can drink in hard mode is 2.1 water, but actually they don't always drink that much. So that's worst case water that we will need to get through a maximum length drought. We're not always getting maximum length droughts, but that's what I want to aim for. Currently we have 19,000, so we need to build another 10 large water tanks as well as all the extra houses. Everything else is kind of going okay, hopefully. He says, I think the power's okay. It's dropped off a little bit, but the batteries are holding up. It's mainly because we didn't get our everything refilled last time, so we do need to work on that in the future. But the batteries are holding well, and we have got all the windmills, so it's okay. It's okay. So what I wanted to do, I actually had planned to bring a power connection up as well, but I didn't get around to that. They're working on it now. So there's a power connection. Well, there will be a power connection here. In fact, they've built that double platform, so I need to build that and that. We're then going to cut this and put in a T-junction, and then get power out of here and across to here. It's a bit of a process. As the great man says, I do enjoy JC the Beard's content. I know some people find it very frustrating, but I'm loving both of his Timberborn series at the moment. He's watching him play Ember Pelts on I've forgotten the name of the map, but it's the map that we did series 6 on. I'm enjoying it so much. I can't wait to get stuck into playing the Ember Pelts, which is why this is going to be the last episode of this series. We are going to keep going until we have achieved the goal of 500 beavers and finishing the wonder in this video. So there will be a few jump cuts, predominantly 2 biggish jump cuts. So what we're going to do first is get in place the infrastructure to build the wonder, get that then built, and then we're going to focus on the population expansion. So that's my plan. So we're now going to delete that. We're going to, for the sake of efficiency and neat, I'm kind of tempted actually to, the neater way would be to delete that. Replace that with a single platform and an overhang, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I could probably do that actually. So we delete that. We do single platform. We do you, and then we do a single power shaft, and then we do that one. Then we do you. So let's prioritize all of that. I don't know if they're going to need any of that to build any of that. Because that's too far from a district. I guess if I delete that, then it's not. And they can build that, and they can build that overhang from above if we give them access. And they have access from there. So we can go there, and there, and there, and there. Very convoluted route, I know. But it'll get a job done. So there we go. So I don't think we need that monstrosity now. So let's come in here and delete that. There we go. So I'm just checking. I want to get rid of that. There we go. Right, so that is getting built nice and quickly now. That will get us power up here. And then we're going to put in all of the things that we need. So we don't have a massive supply of logs, to be fair. So that's probably going to be the limitation. And basically I'm going to end up speeding through a whole load of time waiting for logs to happen. So which you don't need to watch, which is why I said there's going to be some big old jump cuts. But, you know, is what it is. If we look, I mean, our gear production seems to be doing all right, doesn't it? We are up to, we're a quarter of the way through the gears. I think some more plank production, a few more gear productions, and a lot more treated plank production. We've got a lot of pine resin in storage, so, and we've got 84 beavers sat on their butts doing that. So right, let's delete the random path that I put in and start with a power connection so we can get past that weirdness. There we go. Right, wood, lumber mill. 1, 2, 3, 4 lumber mills. And we will actually keep that there so that we can put some storages in. And I think then what we'll do is, can I easily, yep, power, because we need to get power across to the other side then. Please don't judge on my inefficiencies today. And actually, now I've done that, I could shuffle that down one and I could put an extra one in, couldn't I? Yeah. Delete, 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 delete. What we could do is wood, lumber mill, and if we switch that over like that and like that, I'm judging my own inefficiencies, and then we could do power like that, and then wood, gear workshop, 1, 2, 3, 4 gear workshops. I think 4 gear workshops is enough. And then we want wood workshops. 1, 2 wood workshops. So we need storage for logs, planks. So we might as well do that, and then we'll put in a small warehouse there for pine resin, obtain. Let's do 2 for logs, 1 Tooth planks. Yeah, tooth planks. One. I realise I've not done a gear one. Treated planks. Yeah, good point. Well made, everyone. Good job. Let's prioritise the building of... There we go. So they're all going to be organic beavers because we've got lots of those spare. They are all going to be prioritised by haulers. Now, I know I could do that in the menu, but I'm just going to do it here because it's easier. I've added smart power as well because I'm using it on my modded private playthrough, so which I will show you in a video probably between this one, maybe actually before you see this one. Depends how long it takes me to record this one. Yeah, so we want to make sure that that's prioritized by haulers. The smart power is the thing that adds in this suspend if not enough power and battery charge thing and such. We'll have a look at that in more detail in the Ember Pelts series. Got lots of cool ideas for how I want to do that series. And now I've only got 2 logs left, I guess, because we've put lots of logs into building this. That's okay. I do think I'm going to do that. I know that means this space is wasted, but we don't really need more than that, I don't think. So I'm going to get all of that built and we're going to get this thing built. And then I will come back because that's going to take a while because of our shortage of logs. I don't particularly foresee any problems with how the water supply and stuff is working, but I don't want to build the new water barrels because essentially we're going to end up deleting these, putting more houses along here, and then once all the houses we need are built, we're going to keep them paused and then we're going to put water barrels on top and probably more well-being stuff. So anyway, I will be back when more of this is done. It is 3 cycles later basically, but we are very close to completing the earth recultivator. We need 59 treated planks and 4 gears. I have been shuffling some things around, so the wheat that was growing down here is now oak trees. I have switched some of the chestnuts over to be maple trees. In the quest for logs, we cut down all of the chestnut trees, and a couple of times I've cut down all of the pine trees because we had enough pine resin to make all of the treated planks that we needed. Because I've got quite a lot of metal stored, I've paused the mine just to help out there. To deal with the bit of flooding that we've had, I've basically just cut a trench to the bottom of the map and then put in a couple of bad water pumps hooked up to a stream gauge so that if any bad water gets in, this kicks in, and put the contamination barriers back in, and that seems to be doing the job. Yeah, we are very, very close. That's all of the gears in, so we can pause but not get rid of our extra gear workshops yet because they're powering our treated plank, our wood workshops. That's the job. We're going to switch those over to be bots because I do have a few spare. That will speed that process up. What else have I done? There's a few. So I've changed how the aquatic farms work I got rid of the staircase that went up here because we didn't need it. I've put an aquatic farm here because we had cattails sat about. And then I've reworked this so we can put 2 aquatic farms in. They don't cover quite as much, but I think 4. So this one covers a decent area. These 2 cover slightly less, but I think 4 working that way is probably better. We full on cattail roots. We are pretty much. So yeah, don't know if I've got any more warehouses over here I can assign. You are, I think, a large warehouse. So cattail roots. There we go. Yeah. So once that, in fact, that's done, they just need to finish building it. So I'm going to let them finish building it because I'm not sure if we need to keep the treated plank production up. It does take them a little while, actually. So we've got a decent amount of bots on the case building it. Yep, that's cool. Awesome. I'm not sure. I'm not actually going to say can't remember. I've never used the earth recultivator, so I'm not sure what it needs to fire it. So that'd be cool. We have managed to stockpile 1,800 berries, so that's good. Yeah. The next thing then will be looking at our water supply and our accommodation. So. And realistically, what we want to be doing is getting rid of this stuff. And I'm going to have to work around this janky staircase again. But we need to delete these. And we will end up rebuilding them. But for now, we will delete them and delete path. Goes there. Yeah. And we probably need to keep you, so we will work off of that for putting the houses in. Right, 1, 2, 3. We need a bit of support for that. So let's get that built. What we could do, because we've got a lot of metal and not a lot of planks, is maybe do something like that. I haven't looked to see if that uses less planks, but let's do that instead. And as they have been built, we can pause them and we'll put in our path that's set back one, so we can then put in the staircases. And how's that doing? 94%. Awesome. There we go. So we can again pause that. And what I want to do is get this collection of housing built. And we'll do the same here again. I think we'll use the mini lodges to fill that in. So I guess we then need, all that works. We can do path along there. So pause. And then we need to get something to bring. So that's going to be a double there. This might be a bit of a pain to get. So there, because then we need there and there. We might do that from the other side. So let's make sure you're paused. And on keys, pause, pause. We've got so many paused houses at the moment, but that's okay. Basically, I don't want to start the increase in population yet. Right, they're in. So we now need to delete all of these. I know I could use the delete tool, but Earth recultivate at 99%. Actually, we'll just watch them finish this off. We could, I think, get, yep, a few more going. Where are you all, bots? Let's... They're probably off building other stuff. Let's get this finished. Because it's so close. Come on. Come on. There we go. No. Yay. So, not enough materials to launch. So it needs extract and paper. Okay. That wasn't what I was expecting, to be completely honest with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace those. See, extract goes in a tank. And you might be able to hear my dog. He is snoring away like crazy again. Given this is all hooked up to the big power grid, we don't need that. So what we can do then is you and you can be extract, set to obtain. I don't think extract is going to be the problem. I think paper is going to be the problem. Maybe we want to build a big warehouse for paper, actually. No, that won't fit. Get that. And actually, we've got a lot of paper. We're going to be okay. So, obtain, prioritize. Let's get that built. It's on obtain and prioritize. And there we go. So we can then start getting that filled up, which they are anyway. And we can go back over here. We can delete this path. There we go. Back into housing. And, well, again, do we want to... Yeah, we do need to step back one. So 1, 2, 3... Oh, one thingy short. But what we'll do is we'll put the triple platform in again, and then we will go to the end of that. And it looks like we can get one more row of housing in behind there. So pause, pause, pause. Then put in those. There we go. And then build the next layer of houses. And triple platform. So we don't need to offset those ones, do we, actually? How's your OCD, folks? What am I doing? What am I doing? Pause, pause, pause. So what we need to do is you, 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 and you. But then we also need to do that. Because what that will do is let us connect up those mini lodges as well. And that, and then that. There we go. So we just need them to finish building that one. We don't need these anymore, so pause all of you. We can launch that in a moment. Pause. We need a staircase there, and let's that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And then they can refill it. So I'm going to carry on. I just wanted to see what. So 1800 days, 2000 beavers, lots of water, lots of trees cut down, lots of teeth broken, lots of bots manufactured, lots of dynamite. Only one beaver exploded. Let's resume. Because we have not finished, much as the game feels we have. Right, let's delete these. These are no longer required. Yep, you can go. You can go. You can go. We'll keep that path as a way up there. And then we want to level this area off. So let's begin working on that, shall we? I guess you can kind of see how I did that previously. So we did that, and then we came in here and did that, and that, and that, and a bit of me wants to come back here, do that, and then that, and come in here and come across there and across there. That means ideally we need to do the same there to get that level. So let's do that. That works. And then we're going to do one more housing block. And I am going to leave the gap just to line them up. 4. And this is going to be an interesting challenge. So what we'll try and do is we'll create the path at the correct level. Then we need to get stairs to it, don't we? And actually, that's where doing that turns out to have been sensible. Let's do that. And pause you. And we need to come in again and do that. And then we need a staircase that's going to go even higher. Yeah, that works. Yes. Like I planned it. Like I planned it. Pause. And then we just need to pause all of this housing as it gets built. Oh, not paused. I'll pause now. Yeah, they can build that from the top, I guess. Pause. One more. Yes, I could let them build that by just running a path over. Unpause you so they actually build it. And I'm not sure how many beds that gives us. I guess what we could very briefly do is unpause them all. Pause the game, unpause them all. Unpause the game, see how many beds it gives us. Then repause the game and so we don't end up with a massive population spike. Because we know what beavers will do beaver things, obviously. Just going to prioritize the building of those two, and then we might do that. Hey, we could launch it again if we wanted. I don't know if... Yeah, +8 on well-being. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Let's pause you. And then we'll get that one built. In terms of water, so I was a little bit worried about with 500 beavers whether the water supply for the map is enough, but I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay. I think food-wise we're going to be okay because I've been stockpiling it pretty aggressively. So, pause. Right. So let's try and do this, shall we? So those houses are all open, I believe. Yep, but these are not. So you're open, okay. Unpause the upper floor and then we'll scroll down a level and unpause the floor below. And then just see how much capacity that gives us. We might have an issue in that some of them aren't connected, but it'll give us a good idea. So let's just get these mini lodges. That's all of the mini lodges. So we now need to scroll down far enough that we can get these ones. Yeah. Then I'm going to have to go through and repause them, but I don't think I'll make you watch me do that. That's a water pump. You need to stay paused. Okay. So if we now do that and unhit pause, we have 227 plus 230 plus. That's 500 beds. Awesome. So we have enough beds. Pause. What we don't want to do is have the beavers populate all of those super quick. So let's get a bunch of these paused again. And then what we're going to do is sort out our water supply. And then we will probably have to wait for the next temperate cycle. And then we can unpause them all. And maybe it's sensible to do it in phases and try and encourage slower growth. But, you know, go big or go home, I guess. might try and be sensible. Right. So what we need to do now is put in a whole load of large water tanks. Well, up to the point where we can store 31,000 litres of water. So 1, 2, 3, which was another 10, I believe I said. But what we'll probably do is allow for a little more than that. So I always go to water for water storage. I know it's not just water storage, but actually, can I get 4 along there? Because that would do it, wouldn't it? Yep, there we go. So in theory, that should give us enough water storage to survive a maximum length drought. In theory. The tricky bit with trying to get to a certain size population, I have found with doing this, but I did it on another map, I can't remember the name of it, was dealing with beavers dying meant that every so often you'd get close and then some would die off and that kind of thing. So you actually had to go beyond your target to maintain the population size. It was a bit of a faff. We now probably need to unpause the mine because we are not... Find your words again. We need metal. That's what I was looking for. Although we do have quite a lot of metal stored up. We will be using quite a lot of it, so yeah. So what's not connected? Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? Okay, right. Let's fix that. Delete you. So you literally just need a double platform and a single platform and a path, and that should sort that. And then we can place that. So let's prioritize those. That's not connected just because they've not finished building all of that stuff yet. That's fine. Yeah. Awesome. So what else do we want to think about up here? Probably putting back the bakeries or the grills so that we can make sure we're producing enough food. Honestly, we've got a lot of cattail roots and a lot of cattail flour. So yeah, bakeries and grills would be good. We've got a lot of flour, but we've got a lot of bread. So yeah, bakeries and grills would probably be sensible. So food. And the nice thing is grills will fit just there. So let's put in a whole line of grills. And we've got lots of chestnuts, but that number's dropped a bit because I've reduced the number of trees. Lots of potatoes, and where's the spaladoc? Lots of spaladoc. So let's do, and we've got lots of beavers now. So potatoes. I'm just going to alternate them. So let's actually do what you said you were going to do and alternate them. Potatoes and spaladoc. And in terms of storage, obviously this is built on top of a giant supermarket, so that's okay. So that's that. And then maybe we do some, because I think we're sitting on also, so we've got lots of cattail flour. I think we're also sat on lots of wheat flour. So Let's also put in a bunch of, and do I move the path and put them there? 4, 5, and put in a bunch of bakeries. So let's delete that piece of path. And again, alternate bread and cattail crackers. The reason I'm not doing the maple pastries is we don't have the best supply of maple syrup, so we'll do 1 of maple pastries. And what I'll do is I'll actually put here a couple of small tanks for maple syrup. And we'll set those to obtain. There we go. All right, let's just prioritize. So they are prioritized. So I'm going to deprioritize those a little bit. That's high priority. Let's prioritize finishing this and these and those, so they all get sorted. So that gives us the ability to process more food. It gives the ability, so we've got lots of carrots in storage. We're growing lots of carrots. It gives us the ability to grill lots of potatoes. We've got lots of grilled potatoes stored, I believe. Bake lots of bread. We've got lots of bread stored. Grill lots of spaladoc. We've got a decent amount of grilled spaladoc stored anyway. Whether we've got any large warehouses we could look to, yep. You can go to be grilled spaladoc. And as we get more beavers, obviously we can put more beavers into food production. So that's not going to be a bad thing. Because we've got 18k of food ingredients stored, we might as well turn that into edible food, because they're going to start getting through a lot of food. What's holding us back are planks. Not surprised by that, because yet again, wood is an issue. We don't massively need treated planks, so let's do another cycle of cutting down all of the pine trees. There we go. That'll give us a bit of an influx of logs. Yep. Does the earth recultivator? Yep, it's still giving us a boost. Very nice. Yeah, and we're still okay for wheat because we've still got unharvested wheat in the fields, essentially, and we've got 3.8 thousand stored. So that's why I was reducing it a little bit. Everything else we're kind of using as much as we've got food-wise. We're clearing all of the aquatic crops, which is great. We're actually short of sunflowers, but I'm not really worried about that. Now we've got a little bit of maple syrup stored, which is good. Let's prioritize those by haulers. And those are going in, which is great. Yep. So we've got enough water currently to last us 25 days of our 15-day drought. So I think we could unpause the first set of 8 barracks. So that gives us 66 spare beds. We are going to end up with a lot of unemployed beavers, and what we got rid of was our hauling post, wasn't it? So we should look at rebuilding those. And what I can do, I think, is build them like that. And let's do that. And that. And these were largely bonus hauling posts anyway, but it is good to have them. So, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure if I go into here, GH, we've got 8 hauling posts. So, I think we're okay. Obviously, once we've got those finished. So let's give those a little bit of a nudge in priority, actually. So I think what I'll do is I'll let them get this built and I'll come back. The drought has just ended and we now have a water capacity of 25,000. We have 2.1 thousand water left. So we have a lot of pumping to do. We got to the point, actually it was a 30-day drought, so it was a maximum length drought, and we didn't have a lot of water left in here. The water fountain had stopped working, and some trees had started to dry out. But yeah, we now need to see if they can refill what we have. And I'm not going to open up any more housing until we see just how much water we can pump in the time that we have. I would really like to have bots doing the pumping, but at the moment we don't have enough. And I don't think we're going to until the point where we have finished these big building projects. Our gear supply is predominantly going into making large barrels. I've paused some of the wood workshops because we've got loads of those stored up. So yeah, that's fine. We don't need any more of those. We've not yet built the rest of these either. So once we've got all of these large barrels built, and we've got all of these built, our bot supply should go up. And probably next cycle, we can get bots in here. You can see we are pumping out enough water that we're causing issues for our trees, but the beavers will stop pumping at night. So that's when the water supply will start to rise. Because at the moment, we pump out basically as fast as it comes in when we're pumping. And that's going to be the challenge of, can we actually support as many beavers as I want to? And that's what we're going to see over the next few cycles. Food-wise, I think we'll be absolutely fine. I think it is going to be just how much water can we put away each cycle to support the population, and I'm not sure. So essentially it's a case of all hands on deck with getting water into water barrels, and yeah, that will get better when our bot supply gets better, which is being gear limited, as I said, which is basically plank limited at the moment. I was going to say it's log limited, but our logs have recovered. So yeah, we're gear limited at the moment. So, which seems kind of silly at this late in the save game, but you know, it is what it is. We are up to, and it says it takes 16 days to fill the water, but obviously we don't get a 16-day temperate cycle. So, but that will change as, so this is the good statistics mod, and that will change as we start pumping water and stuff. It's a dynamic thing. Yeah, so what I'll do again is I will press time until we are close to the drought or bad tide, and we'll see how much we've got stockpiled, how many of these tanks we've got built, As our capacity currently is 26,000, we're looking for at least 31,000. So I'll be back again in a bit. 1.3 days to go. We have 17,000 water stored, and we have 5 deep in our reservoir. So at night the reservoir goes up, obviously, because the beavers stop pumping. That's the advantage of not using bots. The disadvantage is at night the beavers stop pumping, and they go drink the water. I think we'll be okay to get through the drought, obviously, or the bad tide, depending on how long it is. We should be good, because our 19,000 litre water supply was absolutely fine. But yeah, it does question whether we can actually push to 500 beavers or not, with the supply the map has. So I think it's going to be a case of I'm going to have to experiment a little bit and just grow the population slowly. Let's turn the speed up a little bit of the game. Otherwise we're going to make no progress. So yeah, you can see overnight it goes up, but not a huge amount, because this map doesn't have the biggest water supply in the world. It's not really a map, I guess, that's meant for a population of 500 beavers. So, you know, I don't know how high JC got. I think he's finished playing on here, but we'll do what we can do. We'll do what we can do. We're up to 7 in there. We've got another solid day of pumping, so we should get to, I think we could do a couple of thousand water a day with the pumps that we've got. So we might get to 20,000 stored. Supplies got quite low last time. Now, what I could do is change things around a bit so that we aren't reliant on this for irrigation. We could change it so that this is not a bridge, it's sluice gate controlled, and we've got some water dumps to keep the aquatic farms hydrated. That might be a good idea. That might be a good idea. That would work, I think. That would help, probably, in terms of improving our situation. Building needs water. I think, is our river still that low? I guess it is. Guess they're just pumping it out that quickly. But we are up to 21,000 water, so that's pretty nice. And in here we're up to 7. That'll go up a little bit overnight before we switch to the bad side. What I want to do in preparation for that is adjust that one, I guess. Pause. One of these is on an advanced. Contamination below 1%, contamination high threshold above 2%. I want to open that up, and I want to adjust that down, and I want to adjust that one down, because when the bad tide kicks in, we're probably going to get a bit of a splash along here. Now, this channel works okay for dealing with that splash, but it would be nice if we could avoid it. So, 7.6, we are up to 21k water. So, yeah, ideally, we need to be pumping another 10,000 water. Would switching to bots enable that? We would work for another 6 hours a day. So, you know, maybe, but I'm not sure. at the moment, I'm not going to open up any more beds. How long is our bad side? 28 days. So we are going to get through quite a bit of this water supply. We got 8 in there. So yeah, we're going to get through quite a bit of our bad water. Speaking of which, we do have a decent, we have a little bit of bad water stored up. Yeah. So again, I'm going to actually let's ramp the old speed up a little bit. Well, I want to get it to the point where we get an estimate of how many days we've got with our current beaver stock without me getting the calculator out. And then I'm going to skip ahead again. So we're actually stockpiling logs, which is nice. Not that we really need them now, although we could, I guess, because of gear limited. We don't really have space to build more gear production now, so that's a thing. Yeah, oh well. I think what we'll do actually is I'm going to pause those two because we can't put any water in them for 30 days, which means maybe we'll get those built as well once that's done. And yeah, let's just get the old calculator out, shall we? Assuming a worst case scenario, so it's 2.1 times 314 times 20, call it 28. So we're going to use 18,500 water plus any for irrigation or recipes. So, yep. That's only if a beaver drinks the maximum amount, and they don't necessarily drink the maximum amount in a day. So, again, I'm going to play on, get the rest of this stuff built. I'll probably play through this cycle because we can't progress towards 500 beavers now until we can get through this cycle, pump some more water, and we're going to see if in this video we can get to that point. So, yeah, I'll be back again in 27 days' time. Or if something bad happens. I've had a thought, and I'm not sure if it's going to help or not, but we're going to try it. And what it involves, I think we can probably only put one in. But I'm essentially going to try and squeeze another water pump in here. Actually putting it there probably won't work because of the sluice gates. But I'm going to build it up at maximum height because that way it will only be able to work once there is water available. So it's going to be limited in its ability to pump. But I guess once there is a substantial amount of water in here, we have then the capacity to pump more. Does that make sense? I think maybe it does. And what we can do is put in does that get to, yeah, that works. I think that's low enough. Because that can pump 4 and that's 4 above that. So if I put a stream gauge there, and anything above 0 on the stream gauge will be pumpable. So that was one thing that I thought could help increase our pumping capacity. I took out the wood workshop that was here and I've put another bot assembler in because we had some spare bot parts. We don't anymore, but as we get them, we can make more bots. So basically we've used up the spare parts that we had. So maybe what I'll do is once this bot is out, I'll pause that, and that'll free up some more bots. And what I'm thinking is that means that maybe we can have at least one or two of these, maybe a couple, be bot powered. That will increase our ability to pump and store water. We could take bots out of some of our, how many builders huts do we have these days that are active? I guess 1, 2, 3, 4 currently. And to be fair, we could use beavers to do the building at this point, because we have a heck of a lot of spare beavers. So, and we're not sending them into bad water anymore. So once the bad tide ends, we could switch it all around and do it that way. The downside is that the map just doesn't produce a lot of water, so that would cause us an issue. So probably it's going to be a case of trying to balance some of the pumps being bot powered and some of them not being, basically. I think what we'll do is probably pause that one as well once the bot is out, because we've got, I think, we've got more assemblers than the factories can support, because we seem to end up with an excess. So yeah, I've noticed that with the recultivator, this wears off and you have to fire it occasionally, but that's fine. That's not a problem. But yeah, that's kind of where I am at the moment. I'm not confident that the map can support 500 beavers at the moment. I could be wrong. It might be that we need to redesign things, and I am very seriously considering the change that I mentioned here. In terms of we swap this over to be sluice gates and then have a couple of water dumps to keep this topped up if we get to the point where this is dry. We've got this one, which will keep a lot of this hydrated. We've got this one, so we would probably need one over here somewhere. Now, I believe this sits on water, so we could change it so that we've got the ability to dump water in here. So we isolate this off. And we can already see that's drying out. So maybe that's the way to go, and adjust our strategy a bit. Maybe we bite the bullet now on that. We've only got 59 logs though, so maybe we wait until we've got some logs stored up. So we'll finish building this. And then maybe make that shift in strategy, because at the moment we're reliant on that being full. And maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's a better way. So I think if we kept this full, this would hydrate a lot of this. We'd have to keep an eye on over here. And maybe what we could do is use some sluice gates and dump water into this as well. And that would hydrate these trees and keep that running. Maybe that's the way we get through this, and then we can just pump all of the water. It would stop these working in the long term, but maybe that's not a problem. Maybe we want to do that. So what we want to do is come in here and advanced, attach to stream gauge EU, and pause if below 0, and unpause if above small number, And we will want bots going in there because it'll be a last minute jobby. Yeah, so I'm thinking that we plan for that change. Now we need to stockpile some wood first. Just wondering if these are getting close to being ready. So maybe once this crop comes, I mean, we could do it now. And just suffer while the change happens. So what I would propose to do is delete those. Put levies. That's too deep. Okay, put double levies there. So I'll put levies all the way across there, and then we would have to. Yep, we can get to there. So let's remove those. We probably want to remove that and those as well. I'm going to prioritize that jobby so we can get back into the thingamabob. And then a sluice gate, a couple of sluices is probably enough. Close above depth 1.5 is probably fine. 5, and then we can do levies across the rest of that. That's too far from a district. Okay. So I guess to enable them to do that, we'll throw a ladder there. That'll let them do that bit. And then my plan is to put a couple of fluid dumps here. So we'll put path there. Not worried about losing the sunflowers. We don't produce enough of them. So that will basically isolate this. And obviously these are one way, so even if this becomes too low, this can't dry out. Which is good. So let's prioritize getting that. It's weird that they can get to there, but they can't get to there. So let's prioritize all of that, shall we? Awesome. That's going in, which is fine. That's that one happening. This is probably an incredibly long episode, but we do what we need to do today to get this adventure achieved. So once that's in there, we'll be able to rip those out, and then we'll be able to put the fluid dumps in. I want to put I'll be able to put the stream gauge in there once we can remove the staircase. That's fine. Because I want to control the fluid dumps with a stream gauge, although maybe, I don't know if 2 fluid dumps is going to be enough. Basically, they're going to be a kind of last minute emergency solution anyway. That's waiting on planks. These are full, yep. Okay, so I think what we'll do is start to free up some bots ready for water pumping. So we've got 2, 3, we'll do 4 pumps with bots in them. So that's that done. So we can now delete that. We'll do a stream gauge there. We'll do fluid dumps there. So let's get those both all built. There we go. I could really do with a water tank nearby. I guess there's one there, which is not too far. That's okay. Yep. I mean, it might be that these end up running continuously once it gets low, but that's okay. We will probably put bots in these so that we don't have the issue of working hours. Right, so attach to stream gauge there. Pause if above. So this is set to 0.5. So pause if above, let's say, point. I want to go for 0.4, something like that. If I can get my mouse. 0.48, that'll do. And unpause if below 0.4. Perfect. Attach to stream gauge. There we go. Pause if above. That'll do. Unpause if below 0.43. That'll do as well. And then we're going to make you bots. Yes, we're going to prioritize by haulers. Bot prioritized by haulers. Awesome. So that should do the job. That should do the job for that one. And then over here, now this is going to get some unhappy beavers while we do this jobby. But I'm actually going to slow things down while we think about how we achieve this one. What's in here? Is it just a triple platform? I think it is. So, let's delete. Let's do it all in one. We've got plenty of wood. Yeah, let's go for it. Delete. Let's pause. Wow, that was weird. I guess because it's disconnected from... Yeah. Oh, this is going to cause us problems, isn't it? This is going to cause us problems. I might have just messed up big time. Yeah. I did. What we're going to do is delete that. We're going to delete the district center. We're going to put a district center there. Oops. That should get things back on an even keel. Right. Oops. So we want to put in a sluice gate. We actually probably want... We'll put one there, which will close above downstream depth of 1, and then we're going to do levee, and then another sluice gate on the top, which will have it like 2 point. Actually, let's do 2.8. No, let's change that. Let's change that because we need to keep this quite deep. So if there's not enough water in there, we're going to water dump it. So levees, levee, sluice gate. No, not dams. Levee. There we go. And then, so do I need to put the district centre back there is an interesting question. I don't really. The district centre could be up there and not be a problem at all. but we will put it back there once that's been built. So, and then what we want to do is we need to be able to dump water into there. So we will. It's going to cost us a lot of trees, actually. But let's delete those. So, and then let's prioritize that and those and hit go. And things should start to sort themselves out. There we go. Beavers find themselves beds and things. Yeah, not the brightest move. I think that's like our entire population of beavers all sleeping on the floor. Oh well. Up you get and get to work. I am a compassionate overlord. Honest. There we go. We're going to need a stream gauge in there as well, aren't we? Okay. Okay. So we're going to need to do triple dynamite. We might need even more space. I don't really need that there, do I? Herbalist could go over here. So, well-being. Herbalist. You could go there. And then you could be deleted. Let's delete you then. And then what we can do is do that, I think. And that will give us space to put a water dump and a stream gauge. And then, yeah. And then we just need a piece of path there. And we can probably then replant a bunch of these. So, yep. Detonate you. Then we want water, stream gauge there. Fluid dump there. That's in. So we can pause you. Get rid of you. We can put you back there. How many times have we? There we go. You can sort yourself out. So where was our you? You are close above the 2.65. Prioritize that. There's plenty of. Let's have you be an obtain. Well, actually, we probably don't want you to be an obtain. No, let's not have you as a supply. Let's do a small water tank as an obtain. Then we can replant 3 oak trees there. And currently we have lots of homeless beavers as they work out where the heck they live. So then we can do attach to stream gauge you, and then we do unpause below. Let's go see. Let's try 2 meters and pause above. Say 2.5. You are water. You are an obtain. Ties by haulers. You can be a beaver. So hopefully they're all going to sort themselves out. Somehow there's 80 odd that think they're homeless, but yeah, we've got 4.5k water left, which is going to last us 7 days, which is fine because we've only got 2.7 days left in the drought. And hopefully you are going to start dumping water. We're going to prioritize you by haulers, and that'll be good. I would disable it during temperate, but actually I don't think we're able to, so okay, our storage space for antidote is full. Oh well, this guy's up and running again. This will dump as needed. These shouldn't be needed, and basically what that means is we could, in theory, start pumping already. And actually I'm going to, because it'll be a nice bit of a test if we pump out a bunch of this as to how this is going to behave, because this one is set to be automated. I believe this one is automated, so these should both stay full. This one is filling up slowly. Let's put a bot in there for now, just to speed that up. This is obviously protected now and has the stream gauges. So, yeah. Let's start. That's dried out. So let's start testing this and see what happens as we pump this dry in terms of trees and things. So we're losing a bit at the back there. And we do really need to keep all of the trees hydrated. So what we might want to look at the start of the next drought is coming across here and water dumping into here to hydrate these trees, because we're losing a few here as well, and keeping the fountain running. Yeah, so that's definitely a thing we need to look at. We've got, they're not going to die before the next round, but maybe we could look at that now. Let's just pause. This is going to be a very long video. If you don't like long videos, I apologize. Well, really, I don't. So we could sluice across there. They could be permanently open, actually, because it doesn't know. No, not what we want. We want to do... actually, we can do sluices, but what we want to do is... No. Oh, we can control it off of you, can't we? So what we can do is can that work? At 3 deep? Yes. Triple floodgates all the way across. I know they don't necessarily need to be triple floodgates, but what we do is advanced, attach to stream gauge U, and when that is below let's say 3. They go up. When, actually, let's go 2.95 when they're above 3. No, sorry. That way. That way. And then we need to put in a method of dumping water. So we need a path that gets to back there and a spot for a stream gauge. That's a tad annoying. These are chestnuts, so actually we're not badly off for chestnuts. So what we're going to do is just demolish those, and I guess we would need to do that. Yeah, and that will, guess we'll probably end up building that from above. Yeah, oh no, we'll see how it goes, but that seems to be working quite nicely, so that's good. And our water levels are now going up. Yeah. We've got 8 spare bots because they're busy pumping. We have got a bunch of water sat in there, but I guess that's probably doing a job. So maybe we leave that as it is. Yeah. Maybe we leave that. And that's going in now because they're building that from above. We probably want to, right, I know I should cut these down, particularly as I keep saying I'm short of wood, but in the interests of speed for getting this system sorted, we're going to do that. I know it's ever so neat, isn't it? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a stream gauge there and a fluid dump. Why won't it let me put a fluid dump there, I wonder? Probably because of that jobby. Okay, that means we might have to do something very ugly. Some of you are really going to like, I know, which is to delete that, delete that, delete that, and to keep these floodgates connected, do that. Very pretty, isn't it? It's very pretty. Do that, and then I think we should be able to put the fluid dump there, and then do that, and then we can replant the chestnut trees there, I guess. Let's prioritize the that. Yep. Now, I don't know if we probably want to, again, this might be a problem because we probably want to do, yeah. We might just have to let it run. Let's do landscaping, sorry, water, stream gauge. Yeah, we might have a problem with automating that. We'll see how we get on. So currently these are closed. I guess I'm just thinking that Actually, we probably want to disable during temperate and have them be open. Yeah. And then everyone is pumping, so we'll see how this goes, I guess. I will be back for the next drought / bad tide. We are approaching the start of the next drought. We have 7 meters in the reservoir. We have coming up on just over 26,000, which I think is about enough for 400 beavers. So we can open up a few more houses, which I will do shortly. I've made some adjustments down here. I shuffled the dog leg over one so we could have a stream gauge which sits high enough that it can control this properly. So it's automated to pause when the depth is greater than 2.3-ish and pause when it's less than 2. So that should keep this running. 24-day drought, that's not too bad. And yeah, I think we can probably unpause. Each one is what, 9, so maybe another 8 triple lodges, and we can use this menu, it would seem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that should push our population up to about 400, give or take. We'll see how the food survives. We'll see how the water supply lasts. These floodgates will stay open for a bit until things evaporate. What I'm actually going to do, so with the way we've got things up, I want to basically, just thinking, so this water supply keeps this area full, this one full. What we'll do is we'll leave it for maybe half of the drought and then start pumping again, because that will give us a bit of a head start on next time and see if we can do better. So yeah, I'm gonna progress through the drought again, see where we end up. That's that bad tide over. I have set all of the main water pumps to be bot driven, because basically I have concluded that I do not think this map has a sufficient water supply to actually support more than the number of beavers that we have. We pretty much end up at a status quo with the pumping that I had set up, and you'll pretty much see, I think, I'm not even sure, with all of the bots working, we can pump water faster than it's, or as fast as it's flowing into the map. So it's barely increasing. It's not actually bringing water into the next area on the map, which we kind of need. So I am actually going to have to switch or pause a couple just so we can get water flowing into, actually, I'll rather than pausing them, I'll beaverize them rather than botize them, because basically these large water pumps can pump more water than the map is supplying with how many we have. Now that's great because we can quite quickly refill our water supply. Not to the point where we can support 500 beavers, I don't think. But what I'm going to do as an experiment is randomly jabbing at pausing things. I want to get water flowing down the map. Now, one of the really cool things is it turns out one water dump is able to keep this thing from evaporating, which is cool. But I do need to get water into this area rather quickly by the looks of it. So I am actually going to pause a couple of water pumps just so we can do that. Actually, I should probably pause those water pumps, but we do need to actually get water up to the level of where the sluice gates are. Yeah. Then we're just going to pump as much water as we can. I'm going to let all of the houses open up and just see what happens. But I don't think this map, others might prove me wrong, but I don't think this map has a strong enough water source or water sources to support 500 beavers unless you massively stockpile water with a smaller population and then for a short period have 500 beavers and say, yes, I've done 500 beavers. But what I wanted to do was have it as a sustainable colony, and it doesn't seem like that's going to work to me. So I haven't done the maths in terms of how strong the water sources are versus how much water they provide and all that kind of stuff. It's just from playing. I've been through a bunch of cycles, and basically every time we can get up to about 26,000 water stored, and then every time we use most of it and we get back to 26,000, and that's not enough for a 30-day drought, which is the maximum that we have to be prepared for. So yeah, that's where I'm sitting. And I mean, this experiment is not going great because we're on day 2 and we're only at 10,000 water. So, and we're just starting to get water flowing into the bottom half of the map. And we only need to refill this bit. But yeah, it's, I'm not knocking the map. I mean, there's a map made by the developer, so it doesn't really matter, but it's a really cool map. It's just clearly not meant for a large organic beaver population. It's a small map, you know. So we can now unpause these guys because we actually have water at a point where it's coming into this area, which is nice. Yeah, good things. Our hydration system's working. This thing down here works, does the job. The water dump that we've put in here works, keeps all of the trees hydrated. The water dump in here is working. It's just that the water source is not strong enough to, and you can see already we're just pushing it to the point where we're not going to get more water in here. Which means I'm, struggling to turn on these water pumps. Yeah, so I don't think we can do 500 beavers. I am going to open up and try and see what we can do if we can get enough water stored. But it's not looking super sparkly for doing what I wanted to do. Now, that's not, we've got a 420 beaver colony. We've got 120 bots, so we've got 500 entities on the map, just not 500 organic beavers. So, it's not the end of the world, is it? This has now kicked in and we are up at a decent depth. So I am going to put these on. These have organic beavers in them so that there is a bit of respite in terms of how much water is being pumped out of here. But we do need to try and get a ton of water stored. So, yeah. It is what it is, isn't it? With one small water source on the map, there's only so much you can pump. So, but what we want to do now is there is, it would appear, an unconnected house. This one. Not sure. I guess that's that one. Okay. So, I built the staircase in the wrong place, so we can sort that. There we go. That's cool. And then what we're going to do in a bit Yeah, I mean, we basically either need much longer temperate cycles to achieve this, or a bigger water source. But we don't have either, so we've got what we've got. Why aren't there bots in there? We've got 24 unemployed bots. Why aren't you working? That's turned off. That was why. Let's make sure I haven't done that with N. I have. There we go. So I guess that's why there was some water flowing. Right. Let's start pumping. You'll see now with these all working with bots that this is pretty brutal on the water supply. But it should be pretty good for our stored water. That's good. We haven't had the alert yet. So I think if you want to play on this map and have a big colony, I would recommend adjusting the length of the temperate cycles if you're still watching this incredibly long video. Much longer than I expected, but hey, anyway, is what it is. 40 episodes seemed like a sensible idea, so that's where we are. And we are going to finish very soon. So let's go into housing and open up the remaining houses. This is a good find. I found some useful things in this playthrough. I mean, I guess I should have known that something like this would exist, but anyway, there we go. Let's begin the process of... That gives us 192 spare beds. That is 100 too many. Right, let's close some up, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want a few less than that. Let's just let it sort itself out. Bosh, bosh, bosh. The downside is you can't really tell which ones you're closing, I guess. So that's a lot of berths. Yep, let's close a few more. So that should be about right. We're on day 5 with no alert. That's pretty nice. We still need 4 more days to fill ourselves up. And I think we are probably still, yeah, essentially empty in there. But we're almost at the point where we can claim we've achieved a 500 beaver colony. So, you know, that's a win. And, I mean, we don't have enough to survive a long drought yet. So, yeah, it's an artificial victory in my mind. We just need another wave of births and we'll be good. And you can see that there's just not enough water flow to push any water this way. Anyway, so after this, I need a little bit of time to prep the Ember Pelt series because I want to run some custom settings, but that will be starting soon. Need to finalize the map that I'm going to play for, finalize the settings that I want to use, and then we'll be getting stuck into that. As I've said, I'm going to be playing that on a not JC the Beard's Apocalypse mode settings, but I want to have something where by the time we get into, say, cycle 74, we are getting really long droughts, but I don't want it to have the steep ramp up that his does. I want it to be a a long progression, because I want to be able to play and grow the colony, not just be in utter panic survival. Yeah. So if we get the alert now, we would be able to fill it. So if we actually got 8-day temperate seasons all the time, we'd be okay, apart from the fact that this is still pretty empty. You know, so 3 days, we should be able, in theory, to fill our water stores up. I'm going to just use dev mode to kick it in to 30 times speed, just so we can get there, see how much water we've got stored, and if we've actually got enough stored, I'm going to call it a day there. Been playing this all day pretty much to get this video achieved, and I need to get it edited and rendered and uploaded. So but yeah, this has been a fun series. It's been longer than I expected in terms of amount of time it's taken me in the real world, because a few breaks and stuff, and because it's a small map, it's taken quite a long time to record some of these videos, because there's been a lot of periods of jump cutting. But I think that's probably better for getting the videos out. So yep, we are now up to, so we're back to 26,000, which is where I normally end up. So we'll see if we end up any further on. Let's just have a quick check of our large water pumps. Large water pumps. Yep, they are all on bots. This extra one that I built over here has, oh, it's finally got activated. Awesome. So let's, yeah, that is prioritized by haulers. So this slightly longer drought or temperate season has worked well for us. If only they were all that a little bit longer. It would have been nice. If we go back to normal speed, everything except this guy will pause. This guy will keep pumping for a bit, which is good because it will preserve our water supply. But we are 3,000 water short, but we have 512 beavers. So I think, because probably we could, 24 days, yeah, we could survive the 24-day drought, I'm pretty sure. Let's just do a quick bit of maths. So 505 times 2.1 times 24, yeah. So we can survive the drought. Let's slow down time. So that's going to be it for this series, folks. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any thoughts on the Ember Pelts series, stick them below. As I said, my plan is to run that not with a more gentle ramp up than JC's Apocalypse series, but ending up by the time we are late game with long, hard droughts and bad tides. And because we'll be playing on a big map, so we can do big projects, but we'll have a good water source and water supply so that we don't have this issue that we've had. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the series. If you did, click the like button. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members for your support. And I was going to set this guy off at the end. We do not have the resources to do that for the sake of the effect, because I don't think it matters at this point. I'm going to cheat, and it's not going to let me. The game hates me. Fair enough. I won't cheat. I hate you too, game. Do we actually have extract? the whole time through we've had loads of extract, and now we don't. Damn you, game. Damn you. Oh well. In fact, we can now finish with a bang. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you all in the next series.